Back update on Wednesday. This is 2.5 weeks into hurting my back, and the position I'm in is just kind of like in this on the bed, because it's after walking down the stairs and up the stairs. I just got too much. I need to, like, this way is a little bit of pressure off my back. Against some people's advice, I went to a chiropractor today, and I was kind of under the impression that because I'm at the acute stage of pain and I'm on painkillers, it would be a case of the guy going, "Okay, come back when you're just in, a bit of pain," and chiropractic stuff being good for, "Oh, I've got a bit of a sore back, can you fix it out?" Would be a time to go to the chiropractor, not when you're going, "I can't walk, it hurts so much." So, but however, I went today, I told him all the stuff. I was expecting him to say, "Can't really do anything just now, come back in a week or something like that." But he said, "No, we can definitely do something at the moment." He did a couple of tests, and it was so much more in depth than what I got from my GP. Well, obviously, and he found there's obviously I've got a bit of numbness down the left hand side, but he's saying the reflex at the ankle is crap. There's always no reflex. So at my knee, fine. At the ankle, not so good. And it was giving him lots of information about which nerve and where the nerve is affected. And what he did come back with was, he kind of admitted himself, just saying, what you've got is not what he normally gets. So a lot of people normally go into the chiropractor, like 8 out of 10 people say, "Oh, I've got a sore back," and it's usually something else. It's usually like it's a muscle in the hip, or it's usually an ankle problem, or they're sitting funny at a desk, or all that kind of stuff. He's saying, from my musculature and bone, all stuff, that's not the problem. It's purely a nerve issue. And he's saying he can't really fix the nerve issue. But what he said is that because this nerve issue is causing you pain, it's making you hobble, making you waddle, it's causing you to tighten up, that in itself will be tightening up certain muscles and make you inflexible on certain sides of your body. So what you're saying is that it will effectively just go away in 6-8 weeks time. Oh, thought of that. But he also said that at the moment, I've only really got 2 weeks to be cured from this. So I've got to be cured as soon as possible. He's saying, look, I can't cure the actual nerve, but what we can do is we can work on the muscles leading down from your nerve, so your buttocks, your hamstring, and your calf, and we can loosen them off, release any tension that's in them, get some bit of flexibility back into it. Flexibility without straining the nerve. That's what he was saying. So one of the main things was the doctor, or over the phone, when I was calling it NHS 24, they said, "Okay, what to do? Stretch like this, stretch your calf, do this." I'm like, "Oh, this just hurts." They're like, "Oh yeah, that's fine, it's meant to hurt." So I was like, "Fine, if it's meant to hurt, I can do that." But he was along the line of saying, "It's hurting, maybe you shouldn't really be doing that, and actually there's other ways to stretch muscles without stretching the nerve." So he was doing a whole pile of things, very much like pressure point rubbing on the legs while doing some waving around and twisting and rubbing kind of stuff. And he did it both on the legs, but also on my tummy, on my abs, just kind of around here. He's saying this is part of my hip joint and all that area here, and he's working on that, because he's saying that's a real tense bit there, or has a bit of inflexibility, which kind of correlates to whenever I'm doing my squats, and I've been struggling to push up through that. He did give me a little bit of trouble, saying you shouldn't really have gone back to the gym the day after or 2 days after you'd hurt your back and done that cardio. That probably wasn't a good idea. Fair enough. I thought, I can beat this pain, I'll just do more exercise, no problem. And he says, yeah, if your body's in pain, that's telling you to stop it. Just don't do it. Just lie down and relax. He said if I'd gone to him at that time, if I'd gone to him at the start when my back was a little bit sore, then he could have worked the muscles a bit better at the start there, and it probably wouldn't have got into the condition that it's in just now, because the condition that it is just now is more pain than what it was last week. So I've definitely caused more issues. The other very important thing which he said was don't put a hot water bottle on. So for the last couple of days, I've had a hot water bottle on going, oh, this is so much better. But he's saying, no, what's happened is that you've re-irritated the nerve. There's re-swelling going on back in the nerve and the bones and all that kind of stuff, and other bones. And he's saying that actually it'd be better to put ice packs on. So if it's a case that, oh, it's just a bit of an ache, yeah, a hot water bottle is fine. But he's saying, no, you've injured it again. It's got worse. It's inflamed. Ice packs are what you need, and get them back on. So it's like brilliant. Yeah, so I went and got myself a proper ice pack, which should be cooling down in the freezer just now, and that should be happening. So pretty much everything against what the actual GP said. So much more thorough. Oh, and he did some cracking. Oh, like proper cracking. And I was shitting myself thinking, I don't think you should do any cracking because I feel still very sensitive. He got me into a certain position, hands on my head, knees all over the place, and he went, okay, crack! And Jesus Christ is the only way I could describe it. I could feel it go up my spine, of just going crack, 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 crack. And I was like, oh yeah! Oh, okay, that didn't hurt. That's quite impressive. And then he said, let's go over to the other side. And I'm like, oh, really? The other side again? Went up to the other side. I was thinking, no, I'm going to be tense because I know that he's going to do it. And he did it. And it went on my back again. I was like, oh, okay, that didn't cause any pain. I was expecting it to cause pain, and it didn't. So that was quite good. And then he did another crack. And he told me to breathe in and breathe out. And he cracked my upper back again. And it was cracking which... Like I've regularly had Kim in the past walk on my back, walk on my spine, and I was going crack, crack, crack. But what he did, just with like gentle pushes on my back, I was like, that is impressive. However, I didn't really feel like it did that much. But I understand what he's saying is that it's not really going to help the nerve at the moment. It's helping the muscles around it to relax, and hopefully with that will mean that it's like fighting all the fires around the area so that you can let your body concentrate on the real problem at hand. So he's saying, yeah, definitely just try to do more resting, lying on your back with your feet up in the air, a couple of little exercises going on there, but that's the actual better thing. So whether I believe that his stuff will work, I don't know. Whether I believe that will make my muscles a bit more loose, yes, I do believe that. Whether I think he'll make me get cured faster, even he himself is just saying, this is what my injury I've got just now is something which I will just get over with in time. But we can help it, potentially make it go a little bit faster, and just give you the best opportunity to heal yourself. So you're not like most of his other clients where it's like, oh yeah, we need to actually work on your hip mobility in your left hand side to work your sore shoulder kind of thing. You know, some kind of magic shit going on there. It's actually, no, this is just actually a nerve thing which you need to just rest and get it healed with. But hopefully with a little bit of manipulation of the muscles in the legs and the lower back, then that will help you just have a more relaxed spine so that you can actually do a bit more healing. So I'm like, I dig that. I'm down with that. I'm cool with that. So back in the house, and I've been standing for a full like 2 minutes now, and I'm not feeling too bad, which is good. Being distracted really helps. So like if I'm doing this, or if I'm talking to someone, or if I'm watching comedy on TV, that really helps distract me away from the pain. And in my next video, I got some supplements sent in the post to review, which is a bit unfortunate because I can't really review their effectiveness because I can't do anything. So it's multi-power fit protein powder drinks, which taste, I can say already, taste fantastic. It's like, oh, chocolate milk. But what I can say is that while I've been so sore, I haven't even wanted to eat. Just because the painkillers that I take, the ibuprofen, the cocodamol, they stodge you up. They slow down the bowel movements, if you want to put it that way. And the doctor is saying you've got to have a very, very high fibre diet, otherwise you're going to be seriously stodged up. And I said, should I take some sort of laxatives as well? But in my own head, I answered it before she even replied. It's like, that's just too many goddamn chemicals. Like painkillers, anti-inflammatories, and then laxatives. Let's not go there. Let's just eat a high fibre diet. So I've got all my food, which I'm going to make myself a little smoothie just now. But generally, I've not been eating that much at all, just because I'm just like, if I eat, that's just more food inside me, which is potentially more pressure on my intestines, which could be putting pressure on the spine and then causing me pain in my back. So just like, don't know what to do. But however, I just had a nice protein shake, 450 calories. Not great if you're on a diet, but great if you're not eating and you need something with protein in it, because otherwise I'm just... a couple of bananas a day is all I'm really having just now, which isn't really helping the repairing process. So maybe I'll do a review of these guys in the future once I'm a little bit more healed. And just now I'm off to make myself a smoothie. And then hopefully by that time my ice pack will be fully chilled out and I'll be ready to lie in bed and try and get some sleep again, just because I'm sleeping about 2 hours at a time during the night. Then it's like, wake up, painkillers. Wake up, painkillers. That's how it's going. But I was definitely more impressed with the chiropractor, and also had it with Kim. Kim came in with me, so it's always good to have your wife's opinion on things there, or also just not have to do the Chinese whispers of the doctor told me this, and I'm telling you, and you think that, and then Kim will always ask me, oh, did you ask this question? I'm like, no, of course I didn't. So Kim came in as well, and she saw what he was doing to me. She's like, oh my god, that looks pretty dangerous. But I was like, oh no, that felt fine compared to other stuff. And she herself afterwards was like, he was really nice. He really knew what he was talking about. And it seems like Kim was thinking if she ever gets a sore hip, maybe she would want to go to him to just adjust the things which are potentially causing her issues in her hip from sitting at her desk all the time in her work. But yeah, it doesn't. My nerve doesn't feel any better. That's 100% sure. But I do believe that working on the muscles around the area to relax them and increase the mobility and flexibility, just releasing the tightness in them, could definitely. I agree with his philosophy behind what he was telling me to do there. And I'm going to go see him again tomorrow morning for another cracking session. Probably not cracking, but maybe just more muscle working. But yeah, quite surprised by that. Positively surprised about the chiropractor. Originally thinking, no, that's terrible, don't want to do that, they're just going to hurt me, to now thinking the guy knows what he's talking about. And he put a hell of a lot more effort in than the GP. Or the doctors, anyway, that's for sure. But again, the doctors don't have that much time, and they are general practitioners that go, there's nothing really we can do apart from give you painkillers. This guy is like, stay on the painkillers. And there's nothing I can really do, but I can do lots of other things for your back, which may help speed up the recovery a little bit. Because the only thing that can repair is your own body. Your body is what's doing the repairing, and the only thing that he can do is really cut down the amount of difficulty that my own body presents itself through tight muscles and twistings. So there you go, that's my experience with the chiropractor today. Bye-bye.